And 6 is 372.025. Any readback required on those?
No, but you're going to have to do the alternate as well, from 10 on.
Yes. Okay, so uniform 10, which is alternate approach, is 274.000. 11 tower is 342.400. And 12 ground is 234.100. Any readback needed on uniform? Okay, Victor 15, which will be, we'll do Cobra 6 first, strike package. They'll be on Victor 15, which is 138.400. And their alternate will be 18, which is 140.950. Banshee 4 Sead is on 16, which is 138.350. Alternate will be 19, which is 138.425. We don't have anyone Beast 2, do we? The escort? Okay, so no need to read that out. Any readback required?
Just do one on 19, sorry, Victor 19.
Victor 19 is 138.425.
Thank you.
Right, moving on to IFF tab. Click on IFF plan. Uncheck M1 and M2 in the stat column and click on save. Close your data cartridge. We're going to split into flights for briefing now.
What we do normally is a general brief of what overall we're planning to do, and then split into individual flights for specific briefings.
Who's doing that?
So you and Noodle do a general plan, and then we'll split into onto the different channels.
I think if you want to start, Noodle, because I'll probably adjust my flights plan based on what you're intending to do.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty straightforward. You'll see I've changed our steers 6 and 7 into a straight line. So what I plan to do is stand off at 7, maximum about 20 nautical miles. That keeps us out of the way of any threats, part of mobile, but that will be checked before. And 6 is our holding point. Might move that a bit further west, from that town, just to avoid it. Right, like that. So we'll be coming in 6, holding there. Once we get cleared in, we're about 30 miles from our standoff. So once we'll both of us carry SDBs and target the same runway. If just to carry out the redundancy until steer 7, if able, we'll just spread the load on other, but we want to be certain that we take that runway out. Once we're done, call me all the time. Egress back to 6. If you need support, if you're engaged at that moment, or even before that, just let us know. We'll still be able to support air-to-air. And that's the general idea from us. If we get bounced before, then I'll just follow your lead.
Copy that. So, SEAD flight. Our task is going to be in two parts. We're going to have both SAM suppression and air-to-air rolls. So, I'm thinking that we split into elements. Have a 10 to 15 mile trail on elements, setting up on a cap roughly northeast to southwest. So it's kind of on the axis of, checking my notes, roughly on that axis of steer 6 to steer 7 for the SEAD flight. So we'll be doing that, let's say, Angels 25 on the hot leg, Angels 23 on the cold leg. We will do it in a, to keep us away from that SA3 as much as possible, we'll do it in a anti-clockwise turn, so turning to the left. And in each element, I would suggest that we have one person focused on the harm display and the other person focused on air-to-air threats, so that we can adjust as quickly as possible and we have his eye on both situations at all times. Depending on the weather, I would also suggest that we keep an eye on the airbase if at possible, looking for any scrambling fighters, and we'll have to react accordingly. We're only going to be carrying, unless someone wants to change this, we'll probably only be carrying slammers. So I don't know if the strike flight is planning on carrying some heaters for any last minute scrambling fights.
Yes.
Right, so I think in that case, given that we've already got quite a lot of task loading, we will leave any last minute scrambling fighters to you to handle with heaters. If you feel it's beyond you, I suggest you scram off to the west, call us in, and we will delouse you as best we can.
Yeah, I don't think we'll go that far because we'll still hand off at about 20 miles. So we'll try BVR. It's I don't think we'll be in a furball with any incoming fighter. If we spot anything coming off as we hand it off, and as we drop our weapons, we might just come off. And if you're not busy, just let you know that it's behind us, rather than just engage right after we dropped our load.
Yeah, sorry. What weapons are you taking for the bombing part?
Maybe going SDBs. So we'll be looking at the recon now. There isn't much left on. I mean, we'll just take the other runway. That's it. We're not really focusing on anything else than taking out the runway.
Fair enough. Sorry, I thought I'd assume we were going in low level like last week, but that makes things a lot easier. Then we won't have to really keep that close an eye on the airbase for scramblers. Has anyone done the math on Joker and Bingo?
I'll do it if you like. Hang on.
Would it not be better to put our further away then, rather than sat pretty much right on top of the airbase? Because if there is anything scrambling up from there, we're going to have a hard time dealing with it right underneath us.
Yeah, that's a good point. Let me just adjust the steer points. I'll leave steer point 7 on the airbase, so we've got a reference for the target, but I'll create new steer points for our cap. So bear with me 1 second.
Noodle Vosing?
Yep.
Yeah, I think it's it's 5 per section, isn't it? So
Right. Okay.
you've got what, H. So I would now obviously maybe put in each pick section and put in all 8 of your own weapons on it just to try and be sure.
Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. Just pick one section each and just go. We want to get rid of that quick just to be able to support air-to-air.
I just wonder whether it's putting one. No, it is probably worth putting them both on the same runway. The other one is still out at the moment, and therefore you're if you at least one of you hit, you're guaranteeing the airfield's out of commission.
Yep.
I was just wondering about how long that other one will be down for, but yeah.
And which runway is down?
It's 3-2
Right.
left. That's down.
Yeah, Noodle will brief you on that.
Okay, so if you just look at the SEAD flight steer points again, so steer point 8 now is the target airbase. I've got steer point 6 and 7, so the closest on that is steer 7, which is 15 nautical miles from the airbase, which should allow us to fairly comfortably keep our radars on the airbase, even when we're at steer 7, and there'll be a 12 nautical mile cap, which will line up with our trail separation of, well, roughly 10, 12 nautical miles between the elements.
I think my only other point is that, if you remember last week, there's quite a high likelihood of threats coming in from the side of the track. Either once one of the scrambling from an airfield that the lead element's overflowing, or it's coming in from the side. I mean, if you look just after you go feet wet, you can see some bandits already coming in from the right there. So what I'm saying is there's no guarantee that the threats are always going to be to your front with this. I think it's worth noting that the strike flight doesn't want to get too far separated from the SEAD, because otherwise they won't be able to be supported by the SEAD. Because if they're like 20 miles behind the second element of the SEAD and something scrambles to intercept them, then by the time everything else is turned around, they're probably on their own.
Yeah, good point. We are limited in terms of fighters, so we will have to keep our wits about us. Keep a close eye on the radar warning receiver if anything coming from behind us or the flanks.
I would
I don't
just
know.
keep the strike very close to the second element, like within 5 miles, to be honest with you, because they can always hold or retrograde or go in a different direction, green lane, whatever. But what I wouldn't do is create 20 miles of separation between the second element and the strike flight.
Yeah, I wonder if we could put the strike in between our elements.
I did think about that as one option.
Because last week I was in the SEAD and not with the fighter scrambled on our 6 o'clock, more or less.
The only thing with putting them between is that they might sandwiched if anything does scramble.
You can just retrograde if that happens.
We will be wherever you tell us to be.
I would stick close to the second element. So whether you put yourselves just behind, next to, I suggest you separate in altitude. We should be ingressing Angel 25. So if you put yourself Angel 22, something like that, and then you can shadow our second element.
Yeah, okay, we'll try to get just underneath them then.
Yeah,
I think
and
we're
if
going to
you
need
get
to get higher than that, aren't we? Given the distance we can travel. I think we're going to have to be about Angels 25 plus, I would have thought. The SDBs are fairly low drag, so they shouldn't be anything particularly holding the strike flight up.
No, we should be able to go in the 30s.
Yeah, I mean, that might be required as well. I mean, it's, what did it say, 600 odd miles? I know we've got the alternate available, but it's a long old flight. I think we're going to need large tanks anyway. So. But we definitely don't want to have the strike flight ingress and Angels 2 to us. They're not going to have the fuel.
TVAT airbase, which is where the MiG-29 scrambled from last week on the coast, is still active. There should be plenty of friendlies around there though, so we might even be able to, depending on the situation, might even be able to ignore anything scrambling from there.
Okay, should we split the flight?
Yeah.
Can I get moved, please?
User left your channel. You were moved. User joined your channel. User joined your channel.
Okay, so yeah, good point, Vosine. Ingress, let's go for Angels 28, see how we're doing, to preserve fuel as much as possible. As I said, let's make it 10 nautical mile trail between elements. What else? Stick to track as much as possible. Anything that spikes you on the radar warning receiver, especially aircraft, report immediately. We'll probably ask strike flight to immediately take some separation from that while we either decide to engage, or whether we decide it's far enough away for us to ignore. Probably expecting most of the on the ingress, most of the threats should be coming from the east, around the target area. I would imagine they could be coming from any direction. How you going with the Joker and Bingo calcs, Fisty?
Yeah, the tablet with my flight bag is taking its time opening, so hopefully I'll be able to have it before we go to final brief. But if it's anywhere near to last week's, it was 6-3 and 5-3 last week.
Yeah, it's quite a bit
It's gonna
further
be
than last
more.
week.
Yeah, okay.
I think we'll, until that comes through, I think we'll go for 7 and 6.
It's a
Joker and Bingo.
280 mile return leg. So, yeah, it's a fair old track.
I don't have those calculations committed to memory yet. Any other questions about the plan for the cap, etc., and the steer point locations?
We'll be on 1275. TACAN.
We should be, yes. I imagine the strike package will tie onto us as well. So the TACAN will be, I'll be on 12 X-ray, Vosine will be 75 X-ray. Actually, no, we're not going to do that way, are we?
Yeah, that's right.
Yes, yeah, sorry, Vosine will be 75
right, yeah.
X-ray. Griffin, 75 Yankee, Fisty, 12 Yankee. I'll be hosting the IDM, we'll be easily fit everyone in. Landing, let's plan on an overhead brake. Weather has been good. It will be a left-hand brake over the airbase, and remember it's left lane hot lane, right lane cold lane on landing because we exit to the right. Any other questions?
We'll be taking off from runway 23 again by the look of it. So it's not like the long one, so it's a short runway. I've not touched a drop this week, so I should be landing it properly.
All right, listen up.
Famous last words.
That's famous.
I was just going to say.
Should
Should've
have
given
waited
the
till
nod
after you landed before you said
Yeah,
that.
no.
All right. Calling final brief now. Banshee 4, ready final brief.
Pegasus, just in terms of loadout, we're not all taking 2 harms each, are we?
All right, listen up.
Actually, there's in the threat analysis, there's an SA-10 6 miles north of Batanica, which is right on our target.
Yeah, there's a early warning radar just 4 nautical miles north, so I think it might be defending that site.
Yeah, we think it's down, don't we, though?
It is down, yeah. Does anyone want to take anything other than harms? I mean, I don't really see much utility for anything other than harms, given our flight roll, unless we want to have, full slammer load for 2 and 4, perhaps.
There's a suspected SA-6 along the route as well.
Yeah, there was SA-6 last week, which were
is ready for final
spiking us intermittently. Stand by. Just a few last things. I looked at the ACMI and it was intermittently spiking us because it was partially moving. So it would stop and spike us a bit and then scoot. So
All right,
it
listen
was
up.
off track as well. It wasn't the threat circle was not on track. There was a PPT that someone had put down last week, but there was no SA-6 at that location. It was further off to the east. Not a long way, but we were safe on our track.
It's 18 nautical miles southwest of Plievla, Plievla is right on our track. And we'll be coming from the southwest.
Again, we'll just have to adjust our track if we start to see SA-6s in our flight plan, flight path.
Do you know what would be good if they put a link, a find option, so that you could just when they gave you that intel brief, you could just click on it and take you straight to the location where it's thought to be.
Yeah.
You don't know your Serbian geography, Vosing?
There's one for the devs. Well, yeah, obviously I've got a slight oversight on that at the moment. But
well, you can find like Plievla, for example, and then use your ruler for
18
of course
you
nautical
can.
miles.
But what I'm saying is, wouldn't it be good if it was a link straight from the intel, rather than having to go and find that place and then work out where it is?
Yeah.
Especially when there's 5, 6, 7 of them in a list. Maybe that's a feature request.
The point I make in Pegasus is that I don't think we should drop our harms with an SA-6 and an SA-10.
8 harms is excessive, but I don't know what else to take other than harms.
I think 8 harms is not excessive for a seed mission.
Fair enough. Load out as it is then.
Yeah, we're seed escort, aren't we? I mean, all I'm saying is last week, right, we know the point where the airbase was from last week, that the only significant threat's a SA-6 east of track, and I don't think that'll have changed much. So it's only the extra bit over and above where we were last week that the factor. And based on last week, it was more of an issue with air threats than there was with SEAD. So it's just about getting that mix right now. Where's the airbase from last week? I can't see it now. So is it the one about just past the halfway point between steer points 5 and 6, the northeast?
Yeah, Ponivka. Ponikva.
Yeah, that's it. All right, so we're clear to there pretty much. I think that SA6 that's the factor is the one that's actually got the threat circle showing up.
I don't have a threat circle for the SA6 on the en route. I've just got
Yeah,
the SA3.
I do, but I don't think
Look
that's the same one.
southeast.
It's not. That's not the one in the briefing anyway.
No,
If
no,
that's
that's
from
the one
last
that we
week,
had
then
on
there
the
was
way
nothing
in.
there.
No, I can see the threat circle itself as in the purple threat circle
Yeah, I see that. It's to the east of the
for the
halfway mark.
SA6. Yeah.
Yeah, still got his flat face on straight flush, but it shouldn't be a factor, should it?
Oh,
Only if
that
he
one
moves
shouldn't.
a long way.
That one shouldn't. Ah, here we go. Hang on. Right, 280 mile return leg.
Yep.
Six 4 and 5-4.
Copy that. Okay, Banshee 4, ready final brief again.
Copy. So we'll go first, and then we'll just adapt to your ingress and egress. But from our steer point 6 and on, we're looking at being the altitude you tell us to be, popping up slightly higher if we need to, just to get the SDBs out. Well, by steer point 7, we'll be off to the left, back on track to our steer point 6. And yeah, we'll be ready to support you. If not, we'll start our egress. And yeah, but we're looking at flying underneath your second element, about 1,000 feet probably, just to keep it close and visual. Our Joker is 6.5, Bingo 5.5. And that's I suppose you'll be hosting the IDM, but otherwise can do. That's it from us.
Yep, Banshee 4-1 will be hosting IDM. We'll be ingressing probably Angels 28. So you can put yourself Angels 25, I would say. No higher than Angels 25, because once we're on our cap, will be hot Angels 28, cold Angels 26. We've got Joker and Bingo 6-4-5-4, so not very different to yours. If you look at our steer points, we've got a cap set up between our steers 6 and 7, just to give us a view of the airbase at all times. We'll be in a 10 nautical mile trail going in. I suggest you put yourselves close to our second element. If you guys get spiked by aircraft at any point, let us know, and we would suggest that you take spacing immediately upon being spiked. We will either decide to engage or decide to continue on the flight plan. So we can't get into too many engagements given our weapon situation. We're all carrying a pair of harms, so we will have plenty of harms to throw at any SAMs we spot along the way. We're not expecting anything particularly. SA6 from last week was off track to the east. Shouldn't be a factor tonight unless it's moved. And the SA10, which is reported 6 nautical miles to the north, would be a factor, but we believe it's not shooting, so we'll have to react accordingly if it decides to make our night complicated. We'll be running our cap anti-clockwise as well, just to stay away from that SA3 close to the target area. RTB, we'll probably put ourselves as high as we possibly can, planning on an overhead break at home plate. That's all.
Copy that.
Okay. 2 minutes comfort break then, guys.
Yep.
Okay.
Pegasus back.
Fisty's back.
Okay, I'm back. Griffin's back.
Bossing.
Cobra 6 is back and ready.
Just waiting on Bossing.
Roses back.
Banshee 4 ready. Okay, time for the dance. So click on your flight, click on your pilot, open the data cartridge, and save data cartridge. Am I forgetting anything? Help me out.
Commit to ramp.
Yeah, okay. Right, everyone, commit to ramp. Still got a slow clock. Pegasus in the pit. Just wondering, do we need to cancel the escort flight?
No, we're on the
No,
clock
he's
on
been
it.
pushed.
Griffin pip.
Fist is in.
Posing pip.
Banshee 4, Victor check.
3.
4.
All loud and clear. Banshee 4, checking on uniform.
3.
4.
Loud and clear.
Cobra 6 check. 2.
Stand by for dolly check.
Banshee 436, although we're not, we're not ready yet, we're not INS complete. I was just about to say, most people won't be on INS complete yet, and you won't have it until you get INS citizen. Yeah, one, can you turn off swing for now?
Banshee 4-1, runway 23 for takeoff.
Green jet.
4 same.
Yeah, Banshee 4 from Cobra 6, go on with the double check already now.
Stand by. No dolly from 1-2.
Cobra 6 copy, stand by.
Yeah, dolly sweep 1-2.
Cobra 6.
Banshee 4 ship F-16s, request taxi for departure.
Banshee 4 ship F-16s, request taxi. Good afternoon, Banshee 4, you are number 1 for departure. Taxi, Lima, and hold short, runway 31.
3-1-2-3.
I think it's telling us to hold on 3-1 before we cross.
Copy that. Not sure where I am. So 1 is taxiing gently.
Cobra 6-2 ship requested.
Just
Turn left and 1. That'll take you to the hold short for
Good afternoon,
3-1.
Cobra 6, you're number 2 for departure. All present position.
You go for it.
Give way to Banshee 4 F-16, taxiing Lima. Cobra 6, roger. Cobra 6, roger.
1 is holding short 3-1. Banshee 4, request taxi for departure.
Banshee 4, 4-ship, F-16s. Request taxi. Banshee 4, taxi, Lima, and hold short, runway 31.
Couple of patches ahead.
You need to get a bit closer to the line.
Banshee 4, 4-ship, F-16s. Request taxi. Banshee 4, taxi, Lima, and hold short, runway 31.
Line coming to land this way.
No joy.
What was that, Bosie? I think he may have just taken off. It looks like he's turning away now. Just saying, there's a C5 or something around down the far end of it. That might be what's holding us up. Yeah, so 1, when able, you'll have to taxi along 3, go past the intersection for 2305, and then take the next right, and that'll lead you on the taxiway, past the other aircraft that are in the hazard.
Copy that. 1 is taxiing again.
Banshee 4, Cobra 6.
Go, Cobra 6.
Yeah, confirm you are no holding short of 3-1.
Yeah, holding short of 3-1, waiting for a tower to clear us, but I think we're going to have to taxi anyway. I can't see any traffic around to hold us up.
Yeah, okay, we're a bit further away now. We're gonna start a taxi out.
1 is taxiing. Banshee 4-1 taxiing.
Banshee 4, taxi, Lima, and hold short, runway 23.
There you go.
I don't know why, but sometimes on this airfield in 434, it only lets
It's just clearance for runway 23.
only gives you the clearance once you actually go onto the runway.
Banshee 4, taxi, Alpha, and hold short, runway 23.
Copy that.
Okay, hold on the Banshee. We're just gonna hold there on the left, let you pass and be after you.
Copy that.
Right, so the end of the airfield is this way, past up to the left. Yeah, I think this is, yeah. Off to the Pegasus.
So to taxi down the runway, then turn around to her. Banshee 4, 4-ship F-16 is ready for departure.
Banshee 4-1, contact tower for takeoff. 3-8-6-8-7-5.
Push uniform 3.
6, taxi Alpha, charting and hold short.
Form on my left, Griff. Okay, 10-second separation for takeoff. Ready.
Oh,
Banshee 4, 4-ship F-16s ready for departure.
Banshee 4, 4-ship F-16s, ready for departure.
Banshee 4, hold short.
Banshee 4, 4-ship F-16s, ready for departure.
Banshee 4, wing 240 at 7 knots. Runway 23, you are cleared for takeoff.
1 is rolling. One airborne. Two airborne.
Banshee 4-1, contact departure.
6-2 ship holding short, ready for takeoff.
Cobra 6, hold short.
3 up on visual 2.
Cobra 6, wing 240 at 7 knots.
4 airborne visual
Runway
flight.
23, you are cleared for takeoff.
Flight push uniform 4. Rest 6 taking active. Check gear. Cheers. Banshee 4 airborne.
Banshee 4, airborne 4-ship F-16s, 1000. Banshee 4,
Come right,
departure.
see it.
Flight heading 030, resume on navigation.
Flight push uniform 6. Jet steer 3. Go. Speed 350, 5 degrees nose up. Banshee 4 check.
2.
Cool.
4. 4 saddled.
3, didn't get you on uniform, I think you stepped on. Banshee 4-3, uniform check please. Three, are you on uniform 6?
What, have you got yardstick with 3?
Yeah, got him on yardstick.
Obviously lost his comm somewhere along the way.
Got him on RDM as well.
Guys, can you hear me on thing?
No, not so far. Lost you there for a bit, Losing, but got you now.
Alright, I'm trying to call you on uniform 6, but I'm not hearing me. I can hear you.
Yeah, not getting you on uniform 6. Try once more. Nothing from you 3 on uniform. My speed is 333, present Buster, Angels 15, 5 degrees nose up.
Got me in position.
Visual.
1-3.
Go for it.
Just confirm the frequency for tactical.
Tactical is 372.025. Loud and clear, 3.
Yeah, copy that. That was the same as I had on the preset. I'll just stick it in as a manual frequency and it seems to be working now. Really weird.
Yeah, can't explain that. 3 degrees nose up now. Copper 6, Banshee 4. Cooper 6. Ready for dolly check? Go ahead, dear. Dolly sweet. Cooper 6.
We are heading home. Challenge 6, ready to attack.
One at speed is currently 280, still 3 degrees nose up.
Chalice 6, Banshee 4-1. Picture. Banshee 4-1, Chalice 6. Picture is 1 group. Bullseye. 0899 21,000. Track. Southeast. Hostile.
Mud Foxtrot on the nose.
One second.
Naked now. Foxtrot's back on the nose. Intermittent.
Copy that. 27. Flight reference Steer 4. One is level off to Angels 24, gaining speed. One has Strobers out at bullseye 342122. 27. Black friendlies. Flight check in, fuel 12.7. 2.12.8. 3.12.1.
4 same.
Reference Steer 5. One same. 2, switch to your harm display, see if you can pick up that 6. Yeah, fence in, please.
Jammer.
Chalice 6, Banshee 4, request a picture.
Chalice 6, Banshee 4-1. Banshee 4-1, Chalice 6. Picture is 1 route. Bullseye 0251111 1000. Track north. Hostile.
No joy on that target.
4's mid 6, 1 o'clock.
Second 4, stepped on.
4's mid 6, 1 o'clock.
Yeah, copy that. Number 2 is looking for that number 6.
Yeah, nothing on hard. That's all I have. It's close to the flight plan. Approximately 85 miles, maybe 90 miles.
Copy that 2.
6, Med 6, 12 o'clock, 030.
Copy that, Copper 6, we've got that as well. Number 2 is watching that. Seems to be about 85, 90 miles from Leeds position. Reference D6.
Chalice 6, Banshee 4-1. Bullseye 0-2-6. Banshee 4-1, Chalice 6. Contact confirmed hostile.
2, drop the harm, go to air-to-air, and join me, target 026104, 2 ship. Take the trail. 2. Here's the data. Banshee 4-1 engaging target 025102. 2 ship. Bike 29, 10 o'clock. 1 is defensive. 1 is defensive off south. Copy. 2 ship. In close, okay. 2's turning cold. 2's defensive. 3, 4, you got those 29s?
Cobra 6 is nails from 29 north. We're retrograding now.
Copy that.
Yeah, copy. Confirm. We're coming right. Confirm there. The bandits. They don't seem to correspond to the raw.
They were on our 2 o'clock. Sorry, 10 o'clock.
Yeah, I don't.
Sorted right trail.
Chalice 6, Banshee 4-3.
Yeah, copy that. See you
Bullseye
soon.
0-2-1. Banshee 4-3.
Yeah, I'll get 29 spike. 11 o'clock.
MiG 29.
Same, I'll clear, check your sick. Come, I've dropped that target.
29's on my
Left. Got him. Okay, there's a 2. Or take the left one. Standby data.
Data.
Defensive. 4. If you got the shot on that one, take.
I've not got it.
Archer inbound.
Defensive missile launch.
Chaff.
Same.
Flare.
firing heaters. 2, come right to engage.
Chaff. Flare.
3, 4, turn south when you can.
2 set.
3's defensive.
Archer
Chaff.
inbound.
Flare.
Archer inbound.
Low.
Archer inbound.
Force hit.
Warning.